was almost dark one evening and I was chunking my rattle trap as far as I could, and I didn't know where it was landing. So yeah. Hey, what's up guys? Tony here with VentureTube. Hope you guys have enjoyed the last couple of videos. I'm currently still in Orlando, Florida, working throughout the rest of the week until the 1st. But I figured I'd take this opportunity to go over one of the Lews reels I've been using on this trip. For those of you who didn't know, I got sponsored by Lews for 2019, so I will be promoting their products, at least as far as reels are concerned. I will be strictly using Lews reels for the 2019 tournament season. I decided to go with their high-end stuff, obviously, since I am sponsored. Why not? I kind of want to go through these reels and do reel reviews of each individual one I purchased and try to help you guys to figure out what's the best bang for the buck. I've used Lews reels before, but to be honest, I've never spent that kind of money to get their top of the line reels. So Lews sort of let me pick out what reels I wanted. And I did a little research. I ordered various types starting with their top of the line, like the HyperMag, some of the BB1 Pros. The one I ordered the most of, I ordered 3 of these Lews Tournament Pros just because I heard such good things about them. And so far from what I've seen out of it, it is a fantastic reel. Let me just give you a look here. It's a sharp looking reel. So again, this is the Lews Tournament Pro LFS series, which is their lighter, faster, stronger. It's a one-piece aluminum frame with carbon side plates. It has a 34mm spool with the U-shape. I'm not sure, but I think the majority of the Lews reels has the U-shaped spool. It has 11 stainless steel double shielded bearings. The bearings are really, really good. One thing I want to touch on, I've been using this reel in the salt. You don't really see at first glance when you go to Lews website that this reel can be used in salt, but it can. You just got to rinse it and dry it and everything, oil it when you're done. I guess the majority of people that purchase this reel are going to be bass fishermen or freshwater fishermen, but you can use this reel in the salt. You have a P2 pinion gear that is new for 2019. You have a zirconian line guide. You have the 6-pin, 27 different settings, adjustable external adjustment. They call it a quiet cast. It really is quiet compared to another reel that I've ordered. So I'll talk about that later in another video. ACB, which stands for Adjustable Centrifugal Braking System. So some of your Shimanos and other manufacturers of reels that have the centrifugal braking system, you have to take this side plate off to make the adjustment. Well, with the Lews here, you can make all the adjustments from the outside, even though, again, it's a centrifugal braking system. This has a carbon fiber drag system. It's rated at 20 pounds of drag, so pretty good. It also is a audible clicking drag. It has a carbon fiber 95mm bowed cranking handle. Looks really, really nice. You can see here it has the grips here on the paddles, and it also has grips here as well. Some of you may find this other feature helpful. I did. So Lews came out with this little guy right here. It flips out, and what it is it's your lure keeper. You can put your hook on here if your rod doesn't have a hook keeper. Ingenious, right? I mean, why not? I have some rods that are very expensive and didn't come with a hook keeper, so my reel has it right here. And one thing I've noticed with it, it kind of keeps my lure off of my rod. And what do I mean by that? I've noticed over time when I put my crankbaits or whatnot on the hook keeper that's built on the rod, the lure slaps up against the rod, and over time it chips the paint and whatnot. This kind of gives it a little bit of space to the side and kind of creates a gap, which I think will help preserve my rods a little longer. But just that little thing right there, I think is a great idea by Lews. And I'd have to say one of my favorite additions to the Lews reels is this line indicator. Now I don't have my other rods here because again, I'm in Florida, but what I used to do is I would write what pound line I had on a piece of paper real small, and then I would take some Scotch tape and wrap it around my rod, and that's how I could remember what size line I had on that setup. But what Lews has done, is they've integrated a little system here right into the spool tension knob, where you can just take your finger and rotate that little brass dial right there in the middle and rotate it to whatever pound line you have. And it has markings for braid, monofilament, and fluorocarbon. Another great idea from Lews. What does this reel cost? This is $199. Probably can find them other places online for cheaper. Is it worth 199 bucks? So far, yes. You guys know how you can chunk a lipless crank a country mile. Well, I had this set up with 15-pound fluoro on a 7'6" Dobbin fiberglass rod, and it was almost dark one evening, and I was chunking my rattle trap as far as I could, and I didn't know where it was landing. So, yeah. So I'm gonna give you guys a little closer look at it here. It's a sharp looking reel, that's for sure. I'm gonna open up the side plate. You do so, there's a little spring pin right here. Pull that out with one side, rotate the side plate up, and pull straight out. Now this side plate doesn't remain attached to the frame, but that's really no big deal because you're not going to be having to open this up on the water because, again, all the adjustments are made from the outside, so you're not going to lose this piece on the water because you're not going to be opening this system up. Again, you can do all adjustments from the exterior. Now this braking system is really neat. Now again, this is the 6-pin, so you can see there are 6 pins here, and when you cast, centrifugal force pushes them out and they ride along this brass race right here. I've been using bait casting fishing reels for a long time, but I have not backlashed this reel once. I'm not saying it doesn't backlash, I'm just saying personally I have not backlashed it. They call it a quiet cast, it really is quiet. Put the side plate back on, pull the pin, rotate down, and it's in place. You also get a audible spool tension knob. I like that. It also has a nice knurling on it. So I prefer the high-speed reels. This is a 8.3-to-1, so that's going to bring you about 35 inches of line in every turn of the crank when you have a full spool of line. I do not right now. I broke off in the salt water. The reel weighs in at 6.5 ounces, so it's not the most heaviest reel in the world, and it's not the lightest, but that's not bad at all. I can definitely tell the difference between this and some of the other $100 Lews that I've been using. It's a butter smooth reel. I mean, you don't feel anything when you're cranking that. So just for fun, I'm going to do a free spool test. I have the brakes off. I got the spool tension knob set loose. And let's just see what she can do. She don't even have a full spool of line, but let's see. Okay, not too shabby, right? That's after a saltwater fishing trip, after I've washed out the bearings and haven't re-oiled them yet. So again, I'm super impressed with the reel, but is it the best bang for the buck when it comes to Lews? I'm not really sure. I haven't used some of the other ones yet, and that's something I'm going to be going through. You guys stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this little reel review. If you want to check them out for yourself, I'll have links in the description. And thank you guys so much for your support. Catch y'all on the next episode. Y'all take care. God bless. Come on.